Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be vibe coding with the new GPT 5.1 model. But as you can see from the title, there's a word that I'm using in front of vibe coding, and I call it classic vibe coding. And the reason it's going to be classic vibe coding today is, as you can see here from the model list inside of Cursor, GPT 5.1 is currently not offered through their API. The only way to access GPT 5.1 right now is actually through ChatGPT, which is an interesting release from OpenAI. I don't know exactly why they decided to do it this way. It may just be because it's not that big of a difference. So we'll see today. If we go to X, I actually want to pull this up. I forgot to pull it up before, but let's just head over to what Sam Altman was posting. So over on Sam Altman's X, he said that GPT 5.1 is out. It's a nice upgrade. I particularly like the improvements in instruction following and the adaptive thinking. The intelligence and style improvements are good too. So he's saying that there are intelligence and style improvements. So we'll see. We're going to test it out. But just to note, the reason that you're not seeing GPT 5.1 being used a ton right now by people online is mainly because, hey, it's not actually being offered in the API, which means that Cursor and Windsurf and all these other people, they're not even offering it. And even in Codex, it's not being offered. So you can see here GPT-5 Codex, GPT-5 Codex Mini, and then GPT-5. So currently, GPT 5.1 has not yet been integrated into the APIs, but we're going to be vibe coding with it in ChatGPT. And I call it classic vibe coding because with classic vibe coding, it was the way of vibe coding where you just had on one side of your screen, you were working in your editor, and then on the other side of the screen, you were working with the code. Okay, and then you also have a browser tool open. And what's crazy is this is actually how I used to vibe code only a year ago. And in 2025, this agentic AI has just exploded onto the scene and changed everything. But, I have no problem using the old methods that we used to use. So let's take a look here, and we're going to dive right into the tasks that I actually want to test GPT 5.1 with. So right now you can see it's GPT 5.1 Auto, Instant, and Thinking. Even with if you have the Pro plan, GPT-5 is used with the Pro plan. So GPT-5 is not offered yet. And they've even put on here legacy models. GPT-5 Instant and GPT-5 Thinking are now legacy models. So this is an upgrade, but it's just not in the APIs yet. So I don't think a ton of people are talking about it yet. So let's see here. Let's go down. And what we want to work on is we actually want to work on the calendar page inside of ViewCreator. So down here, it's right here. So this is the page in question. It is a 585 line file, and let's see if it has any imported components, because that'll be important. Because one thing that changed a lot once they actually did integrate tools like Codex and all these Claude Code and Cursor and all this exploded onto the scene with agentic tooling is that it made it so that you didn't have to actually copy and paste into ChatGPT. So things have changed a lot. But let's go and let's check out the calendar component here. And here's what we're looking at right now. And there's a lot of problems with this page right now. If I just kind of move my face out of the way here, I'll shrink it a bit. But just like stuff like this, like if we click on this, it's going to bring up a modal, which looks pretty decent. So like here, that was a scheduled post that we had for the other day, but I don't like all the purple, Claude kind of just did us over with all this purple nonsense. So here, let me move my face over here. So let's drop in the code into GPT 5.1 and see, hey, can it get, how fast is it? How good is it? So it looks like it's using components calendar. So we are going to have to import a couple extra files. So let's try a couple things. So we're going to do one prompt, and we're going to drop it into both GPT 5.1 Thinking versus GPT 5.1 Instant, and then we'll try both. So you can see that this calendar, there are some components being imported. So we're going to need to take a look at these components. And this is where you run into trouble with the old method of vibe coding, is that in order to be able to actually make updates accordingly, you're going to have to actually drop in all of these subcomponents. So, this is like kind of a little bit laughable because it shows how far the technology has come in such a brief amount of time. But yeah, we have to literally drop in and manually paste in every single one of these files. So let's just copy and paste it all in, and let's do this. So it's just crazy to think about how far this really has all come. I remember there would be all sorts of stuff where, you would be labeling it and you'd be doing all this stuff. And it looks like, are these so these are legacy components. Okay, so these are legacy. It looks like these modern ones are the ones that actually matter, but we'll drop all of it in just for reference and see what it comes up with. It'll be able to get a full view of this. So we're going to drop in all of these, and oh, there we go. And there we go. Just copy and paste. It's crazy. It's crazy how far we've come in just a year's time. And, you know, to even think that we didn't even have an idea of what was coming with all the agentic tooling and really have a clear view of that is incredible. So let's use now Whisperflow to give it a prompt. Take an in-depth look at the calendar page and the respective components. I am not a fan of the existing styling of this. Right now it uses a lot of this purple. It uses a lot of unprofessional gradients. And what I want to do is I want to create a modern professional component and page here. No purple, use like a professional blue, and make sure that you actually add in responsiveness so that things are not overflowing their containers. Make the page compact, but change things up so that it's more modern. Output the entirety of each file labeled to ensure that I can copy and paste it back into my project with your updates fully integrated and no code commented out. So this is actually going to be a challenge because, you know, we now have, you know, essentially thousands of lines of code that need to be integrated. We'll see if this is able to even accomplish it. But, you know, for those of you that are new to vibe coding and new to the world of coding with AI, this is what it used to look like only a year ago. So, you know, it's like, hey, clarification needed. If I produce an update calendar, okay, which time we want? Rewrite everything, rewrite every pile pasted deliverables, all product, yes. Rewrite everything. Do not worry about the legacy components. Option B. Oh wait, rewrite only the modern components. Rewrite everything. Yeah, we want to. Okay, we'll do that. And that's the thing about instant is, I mean, in terms of speed, how fast is GPT 5.1, right? Before I generate 7,000 lines of code, clarification needed. It's asking for additional clarification. Rewrite all modern components plus the counter page and leave legacy component. Yes, yes. Rewrite. So that is interesting. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but that's an interesting clarification that it's really having me clarify instead of just continuing. Yes, option 1. Actually, let's option 2. We can delete all those legacy components, so that's fine. So we'll do option 2. We'll delete that, and then over here on thinking is still thinking. So you know, that's to be expected. Obviously, with instant, you know, it's going to be giving, you know, answers immediately. But how fast is it going to be? Okay, so before I generate 5, please reply with 1, 2. Oh, geez, it is really trying to plan this out. Apple Calendar, linear.app style recommended. Okay. Perfect for ViewCreator 2.0. Oh, it literally knows about ViewCreator 2.0. That's actually crazy. This, that's actually, so this is really interesting. So did you guys see that? So it literally knows about ViewCreator 2.0. So if we go up here, you can see it's like perfect for ViewCreator 2.0 and BridgeMind, which is obviously just pulling it from memory. But that's kind of an interesting thing. Oh my gosh, do you guys see this? This is definitely interesting. I'm going to move my face over here so you guys can see better. So it is like really, really confirming with me what I want, which I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of like, just do it, right? I don't know if this will happen when you actually have it here. So delivered as a folder structure in separate code labeled blocks. Output each file in its own code container so I can just copy and paste the code in to each file respectively. So it is like really, really confirming. Let's go back over the instant here. And this one's, or the thinking. The thinking, still thinking. That's one thing about, you know, GPT 5.1 is I believe that GPT 5.1 is what? It's technically just like 03, right? So, I mean, that makes sense that it's thinking that long. Oh my gosh, it's still confirming. I don't know if I like this, guys. With all this confirming, I'll output, yes, continue. Just output the code. Oh my gosh. So what was that? 4 levels of confirmation? Like I don't know how it's not understanding what I want. Okay, here we go. Now it's going. Blue accents, dark. Okay, perfect. All right, important. I rewrote the entire. Okay. So here's the calendar page. So this is going to be the entirety of the calendar page coming out here. And what's thinking doing? So thinking's still thinking. and we'll see how instant does, and then we'll be able to compare it to thinking. But you know, O3 here just goes for so long. You know, I'm at this point, I think that sometimes GPT thinking, the GPT 5 thinking, or now at the GPT 5.1 thinking, is just it takes so long to output that I don't really know how I feel about it. But let's see here. Did that actually generate all 500 lines? Is that 500 lines of code? There's the modern calendar grid. So let's go down to the calendar page here. And man, guys, this is honestly giving me like some flashbacks. So 585 lines. Did that do it right? It dropped it from 585 lines to 269 lines, which could potentially be a good thing. But okay, now I have to click continue generating. This is so funny because it's just like, I just remember that this was just what it used to be like, you know, and how far it's come is just so incredible. So I'm happy that were able to use the new model, but this is like prehistoric at this point. Modern calendar grid file. So here's the modern calendar grid file. So you would go up and you just grab this. In this line, this is going from 100 lines. Okay. We may end up rolling all this back, so I want to make sure that I can just easily roll it back, but definitely interested to see. Okay, file 3. So modern week view here. Drop this in. And it's, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but it's just, the files are really, really compact. Modern timeline view, like this one, what was it before? 344 down to 45. Oh, wait, it didn't finish. Oh, so we have to click continue generating. And that's the problem with ChatGPT, is it just has these limitations, right? And it has the same limitations that it had last year, where I remember trying to do this, and I mean, it was the same thing, right? It's like, hey, it does have a window. It has a limitation of how much tokens it's able to output. So like here, it does have an error here. So let's just, you know, drop this in and say fix the error here with just Sonnet 4.5. Fix the error in this file. So we'll just drop that. Modern postcard here. So modern postcard. So now we'll go over here, drop this in here, and go down. So this is 330. I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is going to actually be good. We'll see, but I do not have high hopes. Modern calendar sidebar. Modern calendar sidebar here. So this one's going from 393 to 123. So all files have been delivered. Okay, so let's see. This now is going to update. This one didn't even update the fix. Let's go here. Fix the error in this file. So we'll fix that. So now let's actually pull this over here, and this should be fixed here in a second. But, oh, wow. And what's interesting is that, I mean, what we're able to accomplish now with these new agentic tools, I mean, wouldn't even be possible. And so here is what GPT 5.1 came up with. You can see that it didn't actually properly integrate dark mode, first of all. And then second of all, let's see, like, how did it actually do on this? I mean, yeah, it totally screwed up the project, right? Like this before, if you guys remember, if you go back to the start of the video, you know, it was actually rendering in that tweet that I made, that post that I made on X, and now it's just saying untitled post. And that is due to the fact that ChatGPT does have that limitation where you were seeing, I was dropping in all of these files that were like, one of them was 500 lines, and then it outputted a file that was like 250 lines. So one thing that, you know, GPT 5.1 Instant does is it does kind of like truncate your files, okay? And this is terrible. This here is, yeah, untitled post, just all sorts of issues that it created. So I'm going to rate GPT 5.1 inside of ChatGPT at least. GPT 5.1, you cannot code with that inside of ChatGPT. I don't know how good the model is once we actually are able to integrate it into an agentic workflow, but right now, not super happy about it. But let's see this. GPT 5.1 thinking could have done a better job because it does have a bigger context window. So it looks like here, like let's just roll everything back, okay? So I'm going to pull up my Visual Studio Code, and I'm just going to literally just roll all of this garbage back, okay? So actually, I guess we can just overwrite it, right? I mean, let's see here. I mean, yeah, I think we can just go boop and just roll everything back. So discard all 45 track files. Okay, So everything now is rolled back to what it was before. So let's refresh, go light mode, and okay, content calendar. Whoa, what happened here? Oh shoot. Okay, I know what I did. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's now drop in the GPT 5.1 thinking, and let's actually structure this correctly here. Okay. So let's go down and let's pull this up and let's drop in. So this is the page file. So this is the calendar page. So let's go down here, and where's calendar at? It's right here. So let's drop in the calendar. This one, as you guys can see, this one it did keep the length. It does look like there are some issues here. So let's just fix the issues in Composer 1. Fix the errors in this file. So there's a couple errors. It said the errors in this file. It's fine. So the errors in this file are going to be fixed. Calendar day. So here's that calendar day component. Oh, geez. I mean, this workflow is like almost impossible to use. It's crazy that the same workflow that worked a year ago is now unusable when you compare it to, actually using, what we're used to now. I'm so used to using these agentic tools and to being able to have all the tools that we have today that it's like hard to even use any of this stuff. It's just very interesting to see that. So calendar grid, let's see if we can do this. Calendar grid here, drop this in. This one, no errors. So I will say that GPT 5.1 thinking, obviously the big difference is that instant is not able to take in all that context. You can see that instant, it had to do all those confirmations, it had to do all that and ask me, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And this, there's none of that with GPT 5.1 thinking. And that's because, isn't it just using, the correct O3 model that can take in way more context and output way more context, and that's why you're seeing it. So here's the index component. I don't even think that's going to stay the same, right? Yeah, but it is outputting all of them. Here's the modern calendar grid. Drop that in. So that one, it made it way larger. So that file you saw go from 100 lines to 205 lines. This one, modern calendar sidebar. Let's drop this in. That looks good. That one, again, another one that actually made the file larger. So I have higher hopes for this one. Let's see here. Modern postcard here. Modern postcard, drop this in. Boom. Again, some errors. Did it not finish outputting? Oh, it's still outputting. Okay, wow. So this is still working right now. Okay. So that's good. How are we looking here? So yeah, we have the error there. That's good. How long was this file in general? 77. Okay. And something that I think about when I'm looking at just this workflow is that, I'm not kidding, guys. This was my workflow for 2 years. And I hope that puts it into perspective about how far the technology has come, is that this genuinely was my workflow for 2 years. And what you guys are seeing is classic vibe coding. This is what vibe coding used to look like. GPT on one side, your code base open on the other. You have to wait and customly copy and paste all of your code in. And, for the naysayers that talk about how vibe coding is not, the future of development, I don't know what you guys are talking about, because to see the rate that this technology has evolved over the past 2 years, in the fact that only a year ago we were using this workflow, is just nuts. So, it's hard to get a really good feel for the model, if I'm being completely honest right now. GPT 5.1, we'll see how the UI looks compared to what we were at the very beginning of the video, and kind of make judgment based off of that. But, what I will say is it's hard to make a true depiction on how good it is. That's why, I want to use the model. I want to try it out and see if it's able to do what we need it to do. But in terms of being able to actually judge it in the modern workflow, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to do, just because I'm so used to using the agentic tools now. Like, honestly, once this model does get into Cursor, you are going to be able to do, like, we would have already been done, 15 minutes ago on this feature probably. So in terms of what I noticed speed-wise from GPT 5.1, speed-wise, it's like pretty much the same as GPT 5. I don't notice any differences in speed. In terms of intelligence or instruction following, I'm not sure. Honestly, I can't tell yet. It seems to me like they did release this model, but I think it should tell you something when, the only person that even said that the new model was out. I mean, if we go to OpenAI's actual X account, did they even announce this? They even say, hey, we all now have, okay, I guess they did, yeah. So GPT 5.1 in ChatGPT is rolling out to all users this week. It's smarter, more reliable, and a lot more conversational. So that's probably what we were noticing when it was coming back to us an instant saying, hey, what do you want here, right? What do you want me to do? Please confirm. So, we'll see what this ends up looking like inside of the AI or inside of the API. GPT 5.1 thinking now more effectively adjusts its thinking time based on the question, spending more time on complex problems, less on simpler ones. Responses are clearer with less jargon. And then it kind of gave an example between GPT 5 thinking and then GPT 5.1 thinking. And you can see the differences there. So this is now, which file was this? This is the modern time view, the timeline view, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I will say that thinking, most of the files that have gone in on thinking are like longer. They actually are pretty good. Okay, so this is the last one. So this is what, the postcard, right? Postcard. And then what was this one? This is the timeline view, right? Oh, that was the week view. Oh shoot, I think I messed something up real quick. Hold up. So this was the week view here. And then this one, what was this? Was this the timeline view? Okay, yeah, this was the timeline view. Okay, timeline view, there it goes. And then this one does have errors, fix the errors in this file. And then this one, I just want to confirm that I didn't mess this up. It's been a long time since I used this workflow, guys. Modern postcard, let's just confirm that this actually is that component. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go now and see, hey, what was it able to do? Okay, so here we are. So here's what GPT 5.1 was able to do. Couple things I noticed. It did not really solve it did change it did use this modern blue, but one thing I'll notice is it didn't really pick up on the color scheme isn't that great, right? I mean, look at this. The content calendar text here does not look good. I mean, we can try light mode, looks good, but it wasn't able to properly make like dark mode look good. And then look at the buttons. It didn't really solve the wrapping issues there. Right, it didn't solve the wrapping issues. Let's see how this looks. Pop this up. Yeah, that looks terrible. But that's on dark mode. Let's give it at least say, okay, give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, it doesn't look very good. So I mean, I don't know. Here's the week view. Let's give it a shot on the week view. Go back. Yeah, I mean, I think it didn't even. I mean, where is that post? Right. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't think it did a good job. Not super impressed. And I think that we do have to give it the benefit of the doubt that I only was able to drop in the context of those files in kind of the classic vibe coding workflow. But just in terms of like, the biggest differences that I noticed is it turned the purple gradients to blue, which is fine. It's good. But yeah, not super impressed. I don't think this is a model that's going to really shift things too much. And, I think the verdict is still going to be out until we can actually get it inside of Cursor and get it inside of Codex. But in terms of just like seeing, hey, what kind of difference is this model really going to have like a ton of differences? Not noticing a ton here. And I think that the release and how it was released kind of says something about their thoughts on it as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is what classic vibe coding looks like, and we were able to try out the new 5.1 model. So if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so, and I will see you guys in the future.